Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Are you finding yourself feeling a little puffy lately? Maybe your ankles are a bit swollen by the end of the day. As we get a bit older, it's not uncommon to notice these little changes in our bodies. And sometimes our doctors might suggest a little help in the form of water pills, or diuretics as they're officially called. They can be really helpful for managing things like high blood pressure or fluid retention. And I know many of us over 50 are familiar with them. But lately, I've been doing a deep dive into something really important about our health as we navigate these golden years. It's about how some everyday things we eat, things we might even think are comforting and easy, can actually cause a bit of a problem when we're taking these water pills. I'm talking about canned soup. Yes, that pantry staple we often reach for on a chilly day, or when we need a quick meal. Now, don't get me wrong, I love a good bowl of soup as much as the next person. But after spending hours poring over studies and articles from places like the National Institutes of Health and even the Mayo Clinic's website, I've discovered something pretty eye-opening about canned soup and how it interacts with water pills. It's all about sodium, and it's something we really need to be aware of, especially if we're watching our health. See, fluid retention, or edema as the doctors call it, happens when our bodies hold on to too much fluid. For those of us over 50, it can become more common for a few reasons. Sometimes it's related to our heart, kidneys, or even just changes in our circulation as we age. That's where water pills come in. They help our kidneys get rid of extra fluid and sodium through urine. And there are different types, like thiazide diuretics, loop diuretics, potassium sparing, but the main idea is they all help reduce fluid volume in the body. Now, sodium, or salt, plays a huge role in this whole fluid balance thing. Our bodies need sodium to function, but too much of it can cause us to retain water. And that's where canned soup comes into the picture. Unfortunately, many canned soups are absolutely loaded with sodium. I mean, shockingly loaded. We're talking sometimes over half of your daily recommended sodium intake in just one serving. And for those of us watching our sodium because of blood pressure or fluid retention, or especially if we're on water pills, well, it can create a bit of a tug of war in our bodies. We really want to avoid. Think about it. You take a water pill to reduce fluid and sodium, and then you have a comforting bowl of canned soup that's secretly packed with sodium. It's like taking one step forward and two steps back. And this isn't just about feeling a little puffy. Too much sodium, especially when combined with the effects of water pills, can actually throw off your electrolyte balance, which is crucial for everything from your heart rhythm to your muscle function. So, what's the deal with canned soup and water pills? Well, the problem isn't necessarily the soup itself. It's the combination of the high sodium in many canned soups with the way water pills work. When you take a diuretic, your body is actively getting rid of sodium. If you then consume a large amount of sodium from canned soup, you're potentially counteracting the effect of your medication. And you might even be putting extra stress on your kidneys to manage that sudden sodium surge. Now, I'm not saying you can never have canned soup again if you're on water pills. But what I've learned is that we need to be so much more aware of the sodium content and make smarter choices. And there are definitely some worst offenders out there when it comes to canned soup sodium levels. Things like cream-based soups, cream of mushroom, cream of chicken. They often have added sodium for flavor and preservation. Also, many condensed soups are incredibly high in sodium because they're designed to be diluted with water. If you eat them straight, you're getting a concentrated dose of sodium. And even some seemingly healthy vegetable soups can be surprisingly salty. Through my research, I learned you must never combine these super high sodium soups with your water pills regularly. If you want to avoid potential problems, it's like adding fuel to the fire when you're trying to put it out. I even read a fascinating article from Johns Hopkins Medicine, though I can't find it right now. That talked about how consistently high sodium intake can actually reduce the effectiveness of certain blood pressure medications, including some diuretics over time. Scary stuff. But it's not all doom and gloom. There are definitely ways to enjoy soup, even if you're watching your sodium or taking water pills. The key is to be strategic. What I found incredibly helpful is to strategically combine lower sodium choices with foods that can actually help your body maintain a healthy electrolyte balance. For instance, potassium is like sodium's best friend in the electrolyte world. Potassium helps balance out sodium levels in your body. So, when you're having canned soup, and again, I'm talking about doing this in moderation and choosing lower sodium options. Try pairing it with foods rich in potassium. Think fresh fruits, like bananas and oranges, leafy green vegetables like spinach and kale, potatoes, especially with the skin, and even yogurt. These are all fantastic sources of potassium that can help support your body's natural sodium-potassium balance. What I learned is to always eat lower sodium soup, with these for maximum benefits, and to really amplify the positive effects of a balanced diet and your water pills working properly. For example, if you're having a lower sodium chicken noodle soup, try adding some chopped spinach to it. Or, after your soup, have a banana as a snack. Little changes like this can make a big difference. You can even make your own soup at home. It's easier than you think. And you have complete control over the sodium content. Plus, homemade soup is just so much tastier and healthier in general. Now, while we're talking about lifestyle tips, let's think beyond just food. Staying properly hydrated is also crucial, especially when you're on water pills. It might seem counterintuitive, since water pills help you lose water. But dehydration can actually worsen electrolyte imbalances and make you feel sluggish. So, drink plenty of water throughout the day. And pay attention to how you feel. Another really important thing is to read food labels. Become a sodium detective. When you're at the grocery store, take a look at the nutrition facts label on canned soups and compare brands. You might be surprised at the huge differences in sodium content. Aim for soups that are labeled low sodium or reduced sodium. But even then, check the numbers. Sometimes reduced sodium is still pretty high. And finally, regular checkups with your doctor are essential. They can monitor your electrolyte levels, kidney function, and overall health, especially when you're taking medications like water pills. Don't hesitate to talk to them about your diet and any concerns you have about sodium intake or fluid retention. Now, for the precautions and things to really note. This is super important, so listen up. First and foremost, always talk to your doctor before making any significant changes to your diet, especially if you're on medication. Like water pills, what works for one person might not be right for another. Everyone's health situation is unique. Be aware of the symptoms of electrolyte imbalance. These can include dizziness, muscle cramps, weakness, irregular heartbeat, and even confusion. If you experience any of these, especially after eating a high-sodium meal or taking your water pill, contact your doctor right away. Remember, individual responses to sodium and water pills can vary greatly. What affects one person strongly might have less of an impact on another. Pay attention to your own body and how you feel. And don't assume that all canned soups are created equal. Sodium content varies wildly. Become a label reader and make informed choices. So, to wrap it up, canned soup can be a convenient and comforting meal, but we need to be mindful of the hidden sodium, especially if we're on water pills. By making informed choices, reading labels, balancing our diet with potassium-rich foods, staying hydrated, and most importantly, working with our doctors, we can enjoy our soup and still take care of our health. I really hope you found this information helpful. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with anyone you think could benefit from knowing about this. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos, all about staying healthy and happy as we get a little wiser. Now, in the comments below, I'd love to hear from you. Do you have any favorite low sodium soup recipes? Or any tips for managing sodium intake? Share your experiences and let's learn from each other. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.